welcome back to my channel. My name is Morgan F, and you're watching Morgan Eats, the channel where I talk all about plant-based eating in an affordable and approachable manner. So I am solving a problem for so many plant-based and vegan newbies. What do I eat for breakfast? So this video is for you if you just don't know what to eat for breakfast. I have 3 savory recipes, no oatmeal, no avocado toast in this video, but we love those things. So I have 3 recipes, one that takes 5 minutes, another one that takes 15 minutes, another one that takes 30 minutes-ish. So if that sounds amazing to you, stay tuned. And you know, if you're liking this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, subscribe, because I've got more plant-based recipes as well as grocery hauls to help you figure out how to grocery shop affordably as a plant-based eater. All right. Future voiceover Morgan is coming in now. Let go. In order to make this recipe quickly, I do use my Instapot, but you could totally use a saucepan. It would just take more than 5 minutes. So I'm sauteing, I'm using the saute feature on the Instapot, and I'm sauteing some garlic, about 3 cloves, and then I add in some rosemary with some dried rosemary with some olive oil, and I just saute that for maybe a minute. Give it a good stir. Here goes my rosemary. You'll want to stir in the rosemary after the garlic, just because, you know, rosemary, it might burn. So be careful with that, because my Instapot gets hot quick. There's a cup of quinoa going in and a cup and a half of water. And I set this, you gotta season it first though. You gotta add salt and pepper. I set my Instapot for 5 minutes on manual. Meanwhile, I will broil some cherry tomatoes. I had like 2 seconds left with cherry tomatoes, so I figured it was a perfect opportunity to use it. Salt, pepper, and a little bit of olive oil. Here's the final product in about 5 minutes. So here are all my veggies to create my chickpea scramble. And this is mostly just whatever I had in my refrigerator at the time. So there's that random zucchini that was there, but sometimes you have to work with what you got. So I heated my skillet, my cast iron skillet, with some olive oil. And now I'm adding in all of my veggies, which would include red onion, mushrooms, and red pepper, and those zucchinis I had mentioned before. And I'm just gonna let those saute down. And meanwhile, I'm gonna get my chickpeas together. So if you don't, I always use dried chickpeas, so I boil the chickpeas to kind of get them a little bit softer. I know they're cooked, but sometimes boiling it makes it better. So I put it in the blender or food processor, salt and pepper, and then I add just a splash of water, again to soften it up a little bit, as well as some black salt to give it that egginess. Then once it's the consistency that I like, the chickpeas, I will add it in here, but again, you gotta season. So salt and pepper goes in there first. And then I decided that this seasoning would be really tasty, the citrusy garlic seasoning that I got at Trader Joe's. And then I also like this seasoning that I got from Target, which is like a Southwest chipotle seasoning. So I added those in to the veggies. And I will say this is probably good for 2 people, but I was like hungry that day, so I ate all of this. Don't judge me or judge me, I don't care. Now I'm adding my chickpeas in. And I'm gonna give that a nice good stir and let it warm, because they're cooked. So, and if you were to use, I'm a little messy, don't judge. If you were to use canned chickpeas, I will use the whole can. This was like getting rid of things. So just FYI, no real recipe to this. Just kind of putting things together. That's usually how I cook in the morning. Here's the final product. So there's my handy dandy cast iron skillet again. So I am adding onion, mushrooms, and garlic. All of these recipes are savory too, so nothing sweet. To my cast iron skillet, and I'm going to give that a good stir. Those are going to sweat for a little bit. I like the onions to get nice and caramelized. This is a little longer meal. This is great for brunch, so I don't have any problems with letting it sweat and do its thing. I'm going to add in cashews because I'm going to make, usually shakshuka would have that egg on top, so this is going to kind of be my egg sort of substitute on top. So half a juice of a lemon, a tablespoon of nutritional yeast, and a fourth of a cup of water. And you'll want to continue adding a little water as you go along. The full recipe for this shakshuka will be in the description, just so if you're like, I can't keep up, I got you. Okay, 2 cans of diced tomatoes going in. And if you don't like super soupy, I would suggest that you drain it. Otherwise, you're going to have to let it simmer for a little bit longer. So it'll be written like that in the recipe, so you'll see it. And then I add in maybe probably about a cup or 2 of kale. And don't worry, it's going to sweat because you're about to simmer it. Those are all my spices, which will be in the description below, but it's cumin, Italian seasoning, basil, and a few other things. So then you give it a nice stir to incorporate. Here we go. See, you can already see the kale has started to sweat down. I'm gonna add in that 1 can of beans, white beans there, drained, and give it a nice stir. It already looks amazing so far. And so I'm gonna do a little S&P for extra flavor, even though we've already added some seasoning in there as well. Now you see it's simmering, so you're gonna turn the heat down, put a lid on it, about 15 minutes. All done. Thanks so much for watching, guys.